My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Good morning and welcome. Happy Monday, and it's another great South Lake day. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys here today. On the show today, I want to remind you, like, love, and share. Don't forget, if you're watching us on the socials, if you're not watching us on the socials, pick up your phone, go to our Facebook page, and please like our Facebook page. While you're at it, get over to our YouTube page and subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you'll get notifications when any of our amazing programming comes on. So what are we going to do today? Well, today we're going to talk about Coffee Day. Yes, there has been an International Coffee Day. We're going to talk about loving people and chewing gum. We're going to talk about personal responsibility. That's your cup of Joe for today. And I am so excited. We have Tracy Garcia, the director of Elevate Lake. We're going to find out what that is and why it's important to our area. We are going to hear from our sponsors right now, but when we come back, we're going to get into the meat of this. And I'm really happy to be here today on this Monday just to get started and get the week off with such a good kick. So we'll see you in a minute.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Welcome back. So good to hear from our sponsors. I really love our family of sponsors. I forgot to say it a little bit earlier. I'm going to point it out now. Again, you can have your logo right here. This is a premium level of sponsorship. We have some of those spots left available. I really want you to reach out to me if you'd be interested in that. Jay, I almost hate to call it premium level because our advertising packages are actually so amazing that they're all kind of premium, aren't they?
I would say so, Joe. That's a fair statement to make. It's we do have a lot of different options, and we are, in a lot of ways, we're half video production company, we're half broadcasting network. So anything that you need as far as a video for your business, whether that be something educational, as small as a 15 or 30-second spot, all the way up to full-scale multicam live production, live streaming, we can do it all. So I encourage you folks to reach out to Joe, which I'll put his stuff up there on the screen. So if you want to get in contact with Joe to talk about that, or you want to get in contact with us, feel free to at TV Southlake on Facebook, or you can reach us at southlake.tv. All of our contact information is at the bottom, including our studio suite address and our phone number. So yeah, we would love to work with every business that we can, because I think every business has a story to tell, and I think through video you can quickly and effectively do that and get a lot of traction. So reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with that.
And the truth is, a lot of what we do here, we do not charge for as far as the cities or the schools. We really are providing a community service here. It's why we talk about sponsorship, because you can sponsor some of these schools, some of the municipalities, really help sponsor a community service for South Lake that you can't get anywhere else. And I will tell you, if you were to talk about television advertising, we'll do a whole segment on this at some point in the future. But, if you were to talk about television advertising on some of the other media, even radio, I mean, you're tens of thousands of dollars just to start in the gate. So anyways, we'll cover that again on a segment sometime down the road. What I want to talk about today is Coffee Day. I felt almost ripped off, Jay. Yesterday was Coffee Day.
Yes. My wife mentioned this to me at about 5:30, 5:45 last night. She's like, "Oh man, it's Coffee Day." I'm like, if I have a cup of coffee at this point, I might as well just stay up. So we missed it. So we're going to take advantage of it today.
That's right. If you're Joe, every day is Coffee Day.
That's right.
But I will tell you honestly, the reason, for those of you who've been following me for a long time, you followed my Cup of Joe show on my personal profile. I don't do it much anymore, but I did do it for 483 days in a row. And it was called Cup of Joe because all of my friends knew me to always have a cup of coffee in my hand. So in celebration of National Coffee Day, even a day late, what do we call it? Belated when it's a birthday.
Correct.
Happy belated Coffee Day.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. It's so good. Good for you, too. And again, we can talk about that at some other show down the road. What else we want to talk about today? It is actually Love People Day. Did you know that?
I did not know that, Joe.
It is International Love People Day. It is also International Chewing Gum Day.
Which we do not recommend during the show, but afterwards.
Afterwards we can. I almost played with the idea of bringing in some chewing gum and chewing on it. And then I realized I can't stand the sound of people chewing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I look at people and I'm like, man, didn't you ever learn close your mouth when you're chewing?
Yeah.
Even chewing gum. So enjoy Chewing Gum Day. But I want to talk a little bit about Love People Day. That's not as hard. Look, I believe in a different kind of love. People say love people day. They always think, kumbaya and all this stuff. Sometimes you can love people in other practical ways. Can you love somebody enough to sit down with them and say, hey, what do you think about our relationship? No, really. Go down deep. Somebody you've known for a long time or your children. Give them the place to tell the truth. Can you love somebody enough to feel some of the uncomfortable stuff? Love doesn't always have to be gooey. That our culture tells us that, and they're wrong. I want to encourage you, write a letter to somebody you haven't seen. Send a video text to somebody that you don't feel like you tell them you love them enough. And let them know you do love them, even though you don't tell them enough. Love can encompass so many things. And we tend to miss that love is not necessarily about us and the way we feel. It's about the way somebody else feels. It's about putting ourselves aside so that somebody else can benefit. Sometimes love can be preparing a meal. Sometimes it's telling somebody the truth. Every now and then Jay has to close the door and say to me, hey, Joe, this thing isn't serving you well. And I know you well enough to know that you don't want to portray that image, that you are who you are, and this is who I know you as. And that's hard to hear sometimes, right? But I appreciate the fact that Jay loves me enough to tell me that. My wife does it all the time. She's got training.
And I do want to second the fact that Joe has often closed the door and told me, listen, I know you're upset about that technical issue that we had, but let's put things into perspective. So, and I appreciate that when Joe does that to me, because sometimes it's, sometimes you just want to be angry, and upset, but you need somebody else to make you dial it back in and realize where you're at and what's really important. So, I agree with you, Joe. That's important.
Thanks, Jay. And it's actually a perfect way to close out the love section, is because, the only way you're ever going to actually have a real relationship with somebody is to show love over a period of time. All right. And again, that love, when you're dating somebody, love is all about, let me get in your presence and it all feels good and it's all wonderful. And then the relationship progresses. You've been together for a while and you can't imagine feeling that way about anybody ever again. Maybe you get married or you make some sort of a commitment. That's when love gets real. There's a line in a movie. I believe the movie is Yours, Mine, and Ours, but not the new one, the old one, where Henry Fonda is walking his pregnant wife out and they're having a conversation with a teenage daughter basically about sex in the way they did in the 60s in films, not actually directly talking about. He talks about love not being about, stars and feeling good and all of that love is ground round instead of ground chuck, and the measles and the tonsils and the mess and that is what love is all about. It's about going through the journey with somebody and I gotta say that I really look forward to having a relationship with Jay the way only men can have, by working towards this goal, this South Lake TV goal over the course of time. I am fairly sure in 10 years he will consider himself closer to me than a great many other men in his life, and I will feel the same way. Heck, I already feel the same way. And on that note, I want to say thanks, Jay, for giving me the opportunity, and I love you.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. And I tell you often, probably on a, if not daily, definitely for sure a weekly basis, for jumping in and taking the chance to pursue this goal with me. I think that Joe is one of the first people that introduced himself to me after I introduced myself to the Chamber of Commerce, and immediately we hit it off, and I've been very appreciative of our relationship since then, and I look forward to where it's going to go, for sure. And I love you too, Joe.
That brings me actually to a great segue into personal responsibility. That's today's Cup of Joe. And actually this week we're going to talk about personal responsibility. And Jay just brought up the best segue into it, because for years I love doing Cup of Joe. I did. But it was tough. It was hard doing all the technical stuff and figuring out the sound and the shots and the camera and how long am I running and all the notes and the format. And it took a long time. The part I loved was on this side of the camera. It was coming up with the content. It was actually portraying it. It was being with people. Actually, I put on my Facebook page, the interview I did with Mary Rhodes 3 years ago on Cup of Joe. Was kind of neat to see the juxtaposition between the interview I did with her last week as opposed to the other one. But this comes down to, I was blessed in my life because some men took the time when my life was a mess to pour into me and to teach me that if I wanted my life to change, I was going to have to take personal responsibility. In reality, no change happens in your life until you take personal responsibility. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about taking personal responsibility for your mistakes in your past. All this week, Cup of Joe is going to be about personal responsibility. But I just want to point out that that's what it takes. If you want change, you're going to have to take responsibility. You're going to have to step up to the plate and own your junk. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm really excited. We're going to move on to Tracy Garcia. We're going to have her with us when we come back from the break. She's with Elevate Lake, and I'll let her talk about what that is. It's just such a cool thing. They're doing some amazing work. You have their website up already? All right. We're going to actually talk about the website when she comes back. This is the Economic Development Council of Lake County is called Elevate Lake. We're going to do some great work. Talk to her. When we come back, we're going to hear from that family of sponsors, all of our premium sponsors we're going to hear from. And I'll see you in a minute with Tracy.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Saturday night, October 5th, Claremont, Florida, get ready as Local Pro Wrestling presents Fight Fest, featuring 6 hard-hitting matches, including the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury, against Aaron Epic. In the semi-main event, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and former TNA superstar Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark. And the main event for the evening, former WWF WCW superstar, the Cuban Assassin, takes on the marquee Bruce Santee. Adult tickets are $15 and children ages 5 to 12 are only $10. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. For more details, follow us on Facebook at Local Pro Wrestling or visit localprowrestling.com. Come support Local Pro Wrestling live.
Welcome back. I am so grateful for that family of sponsors. You must use their businesses. Go tell them you heard about them here on Southlake.tv. So I'm also excited about having my friend Tracy Garcia. I've been trying to get Tracy. We've been trying to coordinate pretty much for 5-6 weeks now to get you here. She's got a busy schedule. It's been kind of a mishmash, but we finally got her here. I'm so excited. Great way to start a Monday. Tracy, thank you, and how are you today?
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you having me.
Okay, Tracy is, now see, I'm an old guy. I got to put the glasses on. All right, Tracy is the director of Elevate Lake, which is the Lake County Economic Development Council. She sits on the steering committee of the Four Corners Development Council.
Area Council.
Mm-hmm. She is an ex officio board member of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce, and she is a founding member and former co-chair of the Down Syndrome Association of Polk County, something we will hopefully have time to talk about. But first I want to start because we brought her here because I met Tracy when I went to a groundbreaking for Kroger's, and I started to learn an awful lot about Elevate Lake because they were well represented at that particular event. I've met with Amanda Johnson.
Yes.
Amanda Johnson is helping me with a project, turned me into some great resources. And so as I started to see the value and their name came up over and over and over again, I knew I had to get Tracy out here. Tracy, welcome. Tell us a little bit about Elevate Lake.
Elevate Lake is Lake County's Office of Economic Development. We have an overarching organization called the Agency for Economic Prosperity, and it has 3 offices within that umbrella. Elevate Lake is the Economic Development Office on that umbrella. We have Visit Lake, which is our destination marketing organization. And then we also have the Fairgrounds, which Lake County owns, is underneath that umbrella as well. So what we do as far as the Office of Elevate Lake, our main goal is to attract businesses to Lake County and to help existing businesses succeed. And if they're looking to expand, we help them with resources in that.
Okay, let's break that down a little
Yes.
bit. Again, I know you were instrumental in the Kroger project, which you can now see if you drive up 27. You can see signs. You drive down 19 the same way. They have a big space. You're bringing some 400 jobs to the area.
Yes.
It's an amazing project. Tell us a little bit about that and how you were part of drawing them in.
A lot of times, local economic developers, they get contacted by the company's representative when they have narrowed down their search for a location to maybe 3 or 4 spots. That's when you're really in competition. Today's technology with the internet and research, they probably know a lot more about their site that they're looking at before you even know they come into the area. We were approached by their engineering firm to ask questions about the site in general. They were looking at 2 sites in the Central Florida area, and at the end of the day, we gave them more of a concierge services. They told us that they appreciated how we made them feel special and welcome, and we worked with them on some challenges for the site and got them to locate here. It was very exciting, the process. Getting them to come here, we worked really closely with the city of Groveland, and had it not been for the collaboration between Lake County and the city of Groveland, they would have picked another site.
Now, I know because I do this work in real estate, I know that when you sell a house, when you
Yes.
build a house and you sell it, you create 7 jobs, not just in the construction,
Right.
but in the economic impact.
Right.
What kind of economic impact does a job have that
Okay.
gets created?
Well, I can tell you, using Kroger as an example for that, they told us that Kroger partnered with Ocado on this project. Ocado is the company based out of the UK that's going to be constructing and implementing the robotics facility within the Kroger warehouse. And so
Tell people what this is.
Oh,
They may
okay.
not understand.
Sure.
It's not just a Kroger grocery
It's
store.
not a grocery store. This is going to be a distribution center. And also what you can do, it's going to be online grocery facility. So you could go online, download their app, and you can order your groceries, and you can set a day. Say if you want to start your grocery shopping on Monday, and you've got a get together on Saturday. And so you can start your grocery shopping list, and then by Friday, once you get everything on your list, you say, okay, I want it delivered Saturday at say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'll have someone to come and deliver it. And that someone is not going to be a third party. It's going to be a Kroger associate. So they're going to be owned and operated specifically by Kroger and will deliver your groceries.
So this will work somewhat similar to the Publix delivery now or the Walmart deliveries.
Similar.
Except the center is robotically
Yes.
fulfilled, right?
Yes, this center not only is going to be a main distribution hub for the state of Florida for other facilities located in the south or north, it's also going to be where the robotics will hand pick and sort and pack those individual orders for people that put in their order within, say, like a 4-hour drive.
Now, in this case, robotics is creating the opportunity to work.
Absolutely. And those jobs are going to be very high tech and also highly paid.
High
Wages
income.
are going to be very, very high income.
So,
Correct.
so let's get back to what kind of economic impact does each of those jobs have?
Okay. So we have the 250 to 350 of the full-time associates that Kroger will hire. Ocado plans to hire about 60 engineers and technicians for the robotics. So overall, we estimate a combined potential of 410 new full-time jobs. What that equates to is when you have the direct jobs, which I just mentioned, then you have the indirect jobs, which in other words, that's your business to business. They're going to be buying local produce from other producers here in Lake County. So that's going to help have jobs there. So that's the indirect jobs. And the induced is like the wages that those people get, they'll be able to take, their family to restaurants and buy clothes. That's your indirect. So that's going to help boost the local industry, and in turn, they'll be able to hire some more people for those jobs as well. So we looked at that. We do an economic impact analysis. We use InPlan. It's a software that actually takes local data to come up with those direct, indirect, and induced impacts. So we looked at that, and it's going to, during just the construction phase itself, it's going to support 496 jobs. That's your direct, indirect, and induced. Once that gets operational, we're looking at it having 540 jobs total with the direct, indirect, and induced. So you're looking at that annually. So it's going to have not only job creation, but it's also going to create the new money that's into your local industry. So with the construction, you're looking at about a total of 59.7 million of the new wealth poured into our local economy just from the construction phase. And then once it starts working and is operational, you're looking at a 65.9 million annually that's going to be pumped into the local economy.
So this, when people ask me, and I've had this discussion with people, well,
Yeah.
why would they focus on so many business? Why don't you focus on a business here to
Yes.
expand? This is why, because businesses
Yes.
like Kroger's brings jobs, creates completely new jobs. And the beauty is, this isn't going to be in the heart of Claremont. It's actually going to be it's Groveland. It's on the edge of Groveland, but it's building an area that's not currently built up, which means houses, cars, like you said, it's all the industries that benefit from it.
Right.
But we had another piece of this earlier.
Uh-huh.
You said you also focus on helping current businesses
Yes.
expand, get planted, smaller businesses, get
Right.
planted, stay active,
Right.
to stay healthy, and to expand. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Okay, we do work with some existing businesses. Just kind of give you an example. We have a business that's in the aerospace technology, and they create or they build specific bolts for the aerospace and aeronautics, and they have just recently were able to make connections with a company outside of the United States. So we're able to do some foreign direct investment or some foreign exporting. So that helps this company that's located right here in Lake County to expand and also hire more people because they're able to sell their product outside of the United States. So that's just one example of some of the things we do. For some of the smaller businesses, say if someone wants to get started in a business, we actually partner with the SBDC, which is located here, the Small Business Development Council, and they actually help people who are startups to grow and expand. So it's really concierge service. We meet with the individuals that want to grow their business or expand. We find out what their needs are, and then what we do is try to make those connections and introduce those relationships for that growth.
Now, you had said in a conversation earlier about how you guys were focusing on certain strategic corridors, and that impacts South Lake directly.
Oh gosh, yes. We have the main strategic corridor that's in the South Lake is the Wellness Way. And I know you guys heard about Wellness Way because you got the big Olympus project that's coming in that just got approved with the city of Claremont. So that's going to be a catalyst for for the South Lake area because it's going to create jobs with hotels, with some of the sports facilities they're planning on building down in that area. Also, they're going to do sports medicine. So you're talking about the healthcare industry is going to be growing in that area. So that just opens up a lot of opportunity for new growth and new jobs. And it also helps people who drive out of Lake County, which, we have a large percentage of our workforce that drives out of Lake County, to be able to have jobs here, and so they won't have such a long commute time as well.
And I love to give people that Reader's Digest
Yes.
version of Wellness Way is
Yes.
it's basically a series of connections
Yes.
that will connect 27 to 429, not only allowing people there to now live here,
Mm-hmm.
but people who live here to now access other job markets
Right.
there more quickly, basically cutting those commutes in half.
Correct.
And hopefully alleviating some of the congestion on Highway 50, it doesn't look like it can expand a whole lot more.
Right, and the county, our public works department, they're doing a really good job about looking at the future of how, the interconnectivity that's going to be there, and they're working on 3 different roadways that's going to be east-west connection from 27 to the 429 area. So that'll help alleviate some of the congestion on 50.
Right, right. We had talked a little bit earlier about some of the cool tools in your website. I think Jay can bring that up for us, and it's up now. If you want to guide us through some of that, I think you'd said something about community something or other.
Community profile. Now, this is a very cool tool that's on our website, which is elevatelake.com. It's a community profile. There, anybody can go and you can pull down and get the demographic information if you click on that. And you could see what our demographic information is for the county as a whole. It's broken down by population, by age. And if you see the blue link above the general demographics trends, scroll back up, see that little blue link? You could click there. And this is a very cool tool where you can even scroll into a zip code if you wish and get economic demographic data for that specific area. You see there,
that's completely cool.
It is, and you could scroll in there, and whatever you're looking for, you can get information. So that's a cool tool.
I love that. Certainly necessary when you're going to do a business plan of some sort to let you know where you want to put your business, depending on what your perfect customer is.
Absolutely,
correct?
Absolutely. That's why you have your targeted industries. You can really hone in on where you should put your business based on what you're
What else
selling.
is in here that we might find valuable?
Well, we have labor force information, which tells what the labor force trends are, and commute to work, like we were talking about earlier. If you scroll down, you can see the commute to work, and it shows you some of the how people travel back and forth to work. There's just so much information that you could pull on there. Also, too, if you go back up to the community,
that commute to work is such a valuable thing. I actually know of a local builder, Regal Park Homes. They're doing the new phases of Palisades, and one of the tools that they have is an interactive tool that actually can tell you according to the address you're going to,
right,
how long it'll take you to commute.
That's correct. So that's one of the cool tools on that. We also have a quality of life tab where if you're looking to find out information like climate, cost of living, what's the health care like here. So not only is this good for companies looking to find out what it would be like for their workers, what it's going to be like if they move here, but also for maybe individuals that's looking to move here to take a job, they can look at this as, okay, what's my quality of life going to be here? What is the healthcare, the education? What is that going to be like? Because of course education's super important. So
as a realtor, I can't really tell people what schools they're in. We have to admonish them to do their own research.
Right.
But this looks like a cool tool to turn people onto when they're looking at moving here.
Yes, we have some. So just go online, elevatelake.com, and check out the website and just look around in it. You'll find something that's really interesting.
Tracy, thank you. This has been so informative. I really want to thank her for coming on.
Thank you.
All my guests seem so wonderful, and I'm constantly amazed how good every single guest is. Very informative. Look, I'd like to say, if you know somebody that should be a guest on the Joe Knows South Lake, see, I'm still making that mistake. If you know somebody that should be a guest, please reach out to me. I'm sure Jay has the contact information up. If you know somebody that should be advertising on South Lake TV or would like to sponsor my show or any of our other shows, please let me know. We do have the premium spots available. I got to figure out another word. Again, they're all premium. With that said, I'd like to say thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like, love, and share. Like our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Tell your friends about us. We are the only people doing local programming for local people. So thank you for joining us. I want to remind you there is greatness inside you. Dare to let that greatness out today. And I love you. I'll see you later. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake.